Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ambassador, thank you so much. We appreciate the hospitality, the opportunity to be here in this great location to have this conversation. I'm particularly optimistic and encouraged by your opening remarks. It is gratifying to hear that America is finally getting focused with the dollars that we send overseas, and that we're insisting that the American taxpayer, the American citizen, really gets something from the funds that we've been sending abroad for years. I can't think of a better term to describe it that you referred to a while ago as mission creep, and I appreciate the examples that you gave us there. On January 7th this year, President Trump withdrew or canceled about 31 agency programs, and I think you used the number 66 in your opening remarks. I'm just curious, can you give us an idea of the actual cost savings, if any, from pulling us out of those programs, or is our assessment in total still the same?
Oh, well, thank you for the question, Vice Chairman. I'll tell you, I mean, just as a quick example of some of the organizations that the department took, and this predated my time here, but took a holistic look at. First, under the guidance of the executive order, it had never been done before. There wasn't even a clear cataloging of all of the commissions, the boards, the organizations that we contribute to, much less than an evaluation is, are those contributions effective? Are they in line with American interests? Are they actually achieving results that we would expect them to, or that our taxpayers would expect them to? So I think the look is certainly healthy, and then what we found was a lot of duplication across the board, and then frankly organizations, I think you'd struggle in a town hall back home to explain, like the Pan American Postal Union or the Tropical Timber Forest Association, that we're contributing to. It was very difficult to articulate to what gain. So that was kind of this first tranche that we pulled back from. I'll have to take for the record the total amount, but I can tell you it is going to be significant over time in terms of both contracts and assessed dues. It will result in a reduction, but the exact number I'd have to take for the record and come back to you.
Thank you. A follow-up is, and I'm going to jump in the weeds just a bit on some of these programs. A couple really struck me that we would have pulled out for particular reasons. The first is, and I'll ask these together, the Intergovernmental Forum on Mining, Minerals, Metals, and Sustainable Development. Really shocked me that we may have pulled out of that. Maybe there's an idea to reform it and go back. But given the importance now on rare earth minerals, I would think that we would still have an interest in being involved in that. And then the other one that really jumped off of the page was the Office of the Special Representative of the Secretary General for Children in Armed Conflict. The reason that one struck me is I had an opportunity to visit Ukraine and hear the stories of the kidnappings by Russia and shipping those children off to basically reform them into Russian society. I would just think that that would be something important to us from a humanitarian standpoint. So any texture you can give me there would be helpful.
So for the individual decisions on individual organizations, I'll take for the record it was done last year before I was confirmed. However, I want to make a broader point here, and I think it's a really important one. The decision whether to stay engaged in an organization doesn't necessarily reflect the importance of the issue. Of course, critical minerals and mining are absolutely important. I worked on it as a member of Congress. These supply chains are critical to our economy. You just saw Secretary Rubio host a global forum at the State Department, at the foreign minister and kind of mining minister level, and sign into various bilateral and even multilateral compacts to ensure we have access to those supply chains. That could be very distinct, and I will come back to you on the record of whether this organization was actually effective. The title is certainly something, and the issue is certainly something that we care very deeply about, but was that organization actually moving the ball? You know, that's something I'll have to come back to you. Same, of course, we care deeply about children being abused and used in armed conflict. I can tell you, case in point, it is something that UNICEF focuses on quite a bit. That I just met with the head of the ICRC, and she has been instrumental and demonstrated strong leadership from a humanitarian standpoint. So again, some of the criteria was this a duplicative office? Was it actually, as we looked at some metrics, having an impact? It may not have, and that may have driven the decision to no longer fund it or to prioritize our funding to these other agencies that were frankly doing a better job. So I wouldn't always equate with our participation in an organization about caring about the issue. And then finally, if you can indulge me for another few seconds, it's also about prioritization. There's organizations like the World Telecommunication Union that is out of Geneva and sets the rules of the road internationally for spectrum, for space, for cables, for telecom, for radio. So sometimes this is about prioritizing, and that we now have an American that is leading and is running for re-election, the World Intellectual Property Organization, critical for our entrepreneurs and patent holders. So I don't want to give the committee the impression this is all about just what we're getting out of. It's also about where, and I think Ranking Member Frankel, we had a conversation, where do we need to invest more? And it's also looking at our limited dollars of where we also need to invest. Is the organization being effective was one of our key criteria.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congresswoman.